Kale. Kale is a Saiyan from the 6th universe. She is the protégé of Caulifla and a member of her gang. Kale is a Saiyan from Universe 6 and a member of Team Universe 6. Kale is Caulifla's best friend, sister figure, and protégé. She is the latest Legendary Saiyan of Universe 6, a demon warrior who appears once every 1,000 years. Concept and creation. Like other pure-blooded Saiyans, Kale's name comes from a vegetable, more specifically kale. She was created largely as a response to the immense popularity of the movie character Broly as well as his status as the legendary Super Saiyan. Kale was created by Toei Animation for the Tournament of Power. Her initial background prior to Caulifla's creation was much different, unreleased but found in the source code of the Toei website for Dragon Ball Super. It stated that she was often looked down upon by the Saiyans of Universe 6, in particular Cabba, who would be mad at her, largely due to her meek attitude. At one point, Cabba demanded that she let her anger out and access a Super Saiyan form as he himself did. However, he ended up gaining far more than he bargained for when she proceeded to transform into a berserker state of Super Saiyan. After Kale was shown to original author Akira Toriyama, he chose to make Caulifla to go along with her, and thus her backstory was changed. Personality. Unlike most Saiyans who are violent, assertive, or at least strong-willed, Kale is a very meek and timid individual. Showing great insecurity and lack of self-confidence, she openly believes herself to be nothing special. While she is the protégé of the hot-blooded Caulifla, Kale is her opposite in every regard. She lacks a confrontational nature, preferring to remain silent and watch things occur from behind the scenes. Kale also appears to lack self-confidence, not believing that she could become a Super Saiyan like Caulifla when prompted. She does, however, have great admiration for Caulifla, watching her in awe as she becomes a Super Saiyan, and referring to her as elder sister. After transforming, her personality drastically changes and becomes aggressive and sadistic, telling Cabba that he'll be the first one to die and proceeds to brutalize the male Saiyan, until Caulifla tells her that she isn't romantically interested in Cabba. Afterwards Kale calms down and peacefully passes out on Caulifla's arms. Upon entering the Tournament of Power, Kale remains shy and hides behind Caulifla, even when Goku greets her. In the beginning, Kale showed signs of insecurity and was hurt when Caulifla ignores her to fight Son Goku, causing the meek Saiyan to cry and become enraged at the latter for taking her sis away from her, which causes her to transform into her Super Saiyan Rampage form in the process and remained in that state until she was defeated by Jiren. As the tournament went on, Kale slowly builds confidence in herself to the point of being a good fighting partner for Caulifla, while mastering her unique Super Saiyan form in the process. In the manga, Kale is a bit less timid than in the anime, though she remains meek and subservient. She is shown to be assertive enough to take action such as either snatching a gun and crush it without them knowing or taking back the pendant from Super Saiyan Cabba without him knowing. While her attitude towards Caulifla is also rather similar to the anime, still caring about her and her opinion of Kale, Caulifla's personal feelings towards Kale is apparently just as another member of her gang and also shows less confidence in her current abilities. At the same time, while being very reliant on Caulifla in the anime, Kale in the manga shows her unquestionable loyalty as a strong devotion to helping Caulifla. Her single goal is to make sure that Caulifla is victorious in whatever she desires, while at the same time not wanting to outshine Caulifla despite knowing her power exceeds her leaders, feeling so indebted to her for giving her a home. In addition, her reason for becoming a Super Saiyan was to avenge Caulifla after Frieza managed to beat her, and eventually powered up as Frieza and Goku double-teamed her, with it being implied by Vados that such would prove detrimental to her mental stability. When she powered up into the legendary Super Saiyan, Kale began to lose all sense of who she is and attacked anyone she viewed as a threat, including her own teammates. She was only subdued when Caulifla forced her to fuse with her. In the anime, unlike most Saiyans who are violent, assertive, or at least strong-willed, Kale is a very meek and timid individual. Showing great insecurity and lack of self-confidence, she openly believes herself to be nothing special. She is also shown rather shy at meeting new people, even people as friendly as Goku. This lack of self-confidence, to the point that it comes off as socially awkward, has caused Kale to be constantly ridiculed by her fellow Saiyans. Caulifla, however, has always seen such potential in her, confidently believing Kale is stronger than she gives herself credit and always looked out for her best interest. Because of this, Kale has developed a very strong bond with Caulifla, her respect and adoration for Caulifla ultimately viewing the fellow Saiyan as a mentor and wanting nothing more than to prove herself worthy of Caulifla's praise. She also harbors insecurities over being a burden to Caulifla and becomes discouraged when she is unable to support her. Her greatest desire is to fight alongside Caulifla as equals. Her feelings for Caulifla's approval have also become a strong trigger for her in battle. When seeing Caulifla in trouble, feeling replaced by someone else, or praised by Caulifla, they have each unlocked more of Kale's potential. Originally, when accessing her Super Saiyan powers, Kale's personality becomes a polar opposite, similar to her film counterpart Broly. Shifting through emotions while in her berserker state, she would become excessively violent and cocky, even sadistic as shown from her smirking promise to kill her foe. As she would continue battling, her rage would only continue to grow, becoming more savage and merciless in her assaults. These are symptoms of a legendary Super Saiyan, similar to Broly. Only words from Caulifla would calm her down and revert to normal. At the same time, her devotion to Caulifla shows a certain emotional unbalance, as once it seems that Caulifla has taken more interest in someone else, Kale's rage would manifest her berserker state and attack with intent to kill the person who caused her this grief. At the same time, once angered enough, she would even completely forget her loyalty to Caulifla, willingly attacking her. This same devotion to Caulifla also gradually allowed her to master her newfound powers while retaining her true personality. Wanting so much to help her best friend, Kale overcame much of her insecurities and learned to focus her power at will, even access her berserker state without going on a rampage, and soon after focus that power into a complete state, earning such praise from Caulifla. All this made Kale begin to gain confidence in herself and soon after proudly fought alongside Caulifla, showing perfect tag-teaming tactics, which made Kale all the happier. By the Universal Conflict Saga, Kale has shown noticeably more self-confidence, not letting the pressuring assault of her foes deter her, even firmly voicing her defiance. In the manga, Kale is a bit less timid than in the anime, though she remains meek and subservient. She is shown to be assertive enough to take action such as either snatching a gun and crush it without them knowing or taking back the pendant from Super Saiyan Kaba without him knowing. While her attitude towards Caulifla is also rather similar to the anime, still caring about her and her opinion of Kale, Caulifla's personal feelings towards Kale is apparently just as another member of her gang and also shows less confidence in her current abilities. While being very reliant on Caulifla in the anime, Kale in the manga shows her unquestionable loyalty as a strong devotion to helping Caulifla. Her single goal is to make sure that Caulifla is victorious in whatever she desires, while not wanting to outshine Caulifla despite knowing her power exceeds the leader, feeling indebted to her for giving her a home. In addition, her reason for becoming a Super Saiyan was to avenge Caulifla after Frieza managed to beat her, and eventually powered up as Frieza and Goku double-teamed her, being implied by Vados that such would prove detrimental to her mental stability. Appearance. Kale is a Saiyan girl with a slender frame and average height, slightly taller than Caulifla. She is tan-skinned with downcast eyes and gray irises. She has shaggy shoulder-length black hair normally worn in a high ponytail secured by a white hair tie, while a bang hanging over the left side of her face. Her outfit consists of a red shirt exposing her midriff matching her lower outfit, a red skirt with a brown belt attached along with a silver circular buckle and a pair of black compression shorts underneath. She wears a pair of golden boots with red tips, along with golden bracelets that cover her wrists and most of her forearms, and a pair of golden hoop earrings, similar to Broly Trilogy. In the anime, Kale wears red lipstick while she does not in the manga. Kale is a Saiyan girl with a slender frame and average height, slightly taller than Caulifla and Kaba. She has tanned skin with downcast eyes and gray irises. She has shaggy shoulder-length black hair normally worn in a high ponytail secured by a white hair tie, while a bang hanging over the left side of her face. Her outfit consists of a red cropped shirt exposing her midriff matching her lower outfit, a red skirt with a brown belt attached along with a silver circular buckle and a pair of black compression shorts underneath. She wears a pair of golden boots with red tips, along with golden bracelets that cover her wrists and most of her forearms, and a pair of golden hoop earrings. In the anime, Kale wears red lipstick. In the original black and white version of the manga she does not appear to be wearing any, but in the digital colored release, red lipstick is added onto the original drawings. In the manga, she can be seen sporting a long robe with a hood when acting as a henchman of Caulifla. The belt secured around her waist is similar to the one she wears in her usual outfit. She changes into her usual outfit when heading to Kampa's planet. History. In the manga, Kale, lost, was taken in by Caulifla, leading to her admiration of her. Dragon Ball Super. Universal Survival Saga. When Universe 7 is selecting their team, Kale is one of the foes from another universe pictured by Old Kai. She is a member of Caulifla's gang as well as her protégé. She is often looked down upon by other Saiyans of Universe 6 for her timid personality. In the manga, Kale is with Caulifla when she and her henchmen steal from the Sadala army members who are coming through her turf. When one of the soldiers tries to shoot Caulifla in the back, Kale steals and breaks his gun so quickly that nobody saw her do so. Kale watches Caulifla's battle with Kaba and his Super Saiyan form, being annoyed when Kaba manages to defeat Caulifla. Kale steals the pendant that Kaba took from Caulifla with such speed that nobody notices her do so and presents it to Caulifla, who tells her to give it to Kaba. Seeing Kale's true power that she hides, Kaba decides to also invite Kale to join the tournament team. In the anime, after Kaba teaches Caulifla how to attain the Super Saiyan form, he and Caulifla work together to help Kale obtain it. It initially doesn't work, but after seeing Kaba and Caulifla flirting, Kale is able to unleash her anger and utilize an berserker state of the Super Saiyan transformation. Upon entering her berserk state, she immediately calls out Kaba and viciously attacks him in an attempt to kill him. Kale almost succeeds, however, Caulifla manages to awaken her Super Saiyan 2 state and saves Kaba's life by defecting Kale's ki blast. Caulifla, after realizing why Kale was so upset, told her that she would never fall for someone like Kaba. This calms Kale down and she reverts to her normal state. As Kale falls to the ground, Caulifla catches her. In the manga, Kale heads to Kampa's place with Kaba and Caulifla. Caulifla questions why Kaba wanted to bring Kale along as she has great potential but is currently very weak, and Kaba, having noticed Kale's true power that she was hiding from Caulifla, states that it is because they need as many candidates for the team as possible. In the anime, after arriving at Kampa's planet, Kampa supplies Caulifla and Kale with Pod-era earrings, in order to use them as his secret trump card in the tournament. They do not want the earrings and try to give them to Kaba, but Kampa insists they use them when the time is right. Universe 6 arrives at the Null Realm for the tournament. Kaba introduces Caulifla and Kale to Goku and Vegeta, but Kale shyly hides behind Caulifla whenever Goku asks if she is a Saiyan. Kale tries to keep Caulifla from insulting Goku and Vegeta, who gets offended by her insults. As the Tournament of Power began, Kale, alongside Caulifla and Negrissi, watches as Goku and Vegeta's final Kamehameha overpowers the trio of Dangers: Triangle, Danger Beam and Xeno, and Future Xeno erase Universe 9. She is ganged up on by Napapa and Metheop and is saved by Caulifla, who tells her to rest. Caulifla tries to boost Kale's confidence by telling her to fight Goku, but Kale is unable to transform. As Kale watches Caulifla fight Goku, she tries to interfere but is told not to, and Caulifla is too busy having fun to accept her help. Kale shows animosity towards Goku for taking her friend away from her, causing her to transform. She then personally fights Goku, easily able to shrug off his attacks and knock the older Saiyan back. Even when Goku becomes a Super Saiyan Blue, Kale still has the upper hand, even walking through his Kamehameha unfazed. Piccolo stops Gohan from helping his father, commenting that Kale is unable to control her power, and Kale loses her reasoning in a blinding rage, causing chaos on the entire battlefield. She grabs Goku in the face, but, retaining some composure, she instead throws him aside rather than try to kill him. Later, Kale, in a fury, unleashes a blaster meteor everywhere, eliminating 3 from the tournament and wrecking the arena. Vuon, a Pride Trooper member, tries to restrain Kale, but she easily fends off the attack and knocks him out of the tournament. As Kale emits a loud roar that shakes the entire battlefield, the Pride Troopers prepare to act, with Jiren personally assaulting and easily defeating her in a single shot, sending her flying back as to prove his superiority over the other contestants. She was caught by Caulifla and they were attacked by Kozeril, Kokot, Swar, Kettle, and Tupper. After Tupper gets eliminated by Android 18, Kokot traps the 2 female Scions in a barrier. When she sees Caulifla on the brink of elimination, Kale transforms into a unique Super Saiyan form and manages to control the transformation. Kale and Caulifla have a beam struggle with the Pride Troopers. Initially, the Pride Troopers gain the advantage, but when Kale turns Berserker Super Saiyan, she and Caulifla gain complete control over the beam struggle, eliminating Kozeril, Kettle, and Zoirei. After breaking out of the barrier set by Kokot, she collapses. As Kale regains consciousness in the ruins of the arena, Kale spots Hit against Pride Trooper Dispo. Worried after Dispo states he could beat Hit's time skip, Caulifla, who was watching her rest and resting herself, believes that Hit will beat Dispo. As Hit strategically maneuvers Dispo out of the ring, Kale watches Kansai save Dispo and beat Hit together. Caulifla decides to get out there to help Hit. As she begins to step out, however, Goku in his Super Saiyan God form timely arrives to block Dispo's punch and they take care of them together, leaving Caulifla and Kale to rest. Later, she and Caulifla watch as Jiren is fighting Goku and witness the latter using Ultra Instinct sign. She then watched Hit fight Jiren alongside Kaba and Caulifla and were about to join him, but Kaba told them to let him keep fighting him, as he stated he had a plan. Then, they were told by Hit to fight and defeat the other Universe Warriors and were shocked when they saw Hit lose and eventually get knocked out by Jiren. Afterwards, Kale and Caulifla talked about the fight between Goku and Jiren, which made Caulifla excited and inspired her to get stronger. The 2 female Scions were then assaulted by Mona of Universe 4. Kale was then told by Caulifla not to interfere as she prepared to fight Mona, but then Kaba showed up and told them to retreat and recover their stamina while he fought Mona. Kale then watches Caulifla's fight with Goku and realizes she was having fun in this fight. Goku then pointed out Kale, and Caulifla invited her to join in the fight to achieve Super Saiyan 3, which she happily does. Kale is excited to fight alongside her sister figure, turning into Super Saiyan, perfect energy control, and attacking Goku together with Caulifla. With their combination attacks, the two landed clean hits on Goku. While he managed to hold himself against the attacks, he was also pushed back by the attacks and the two of them fired energy blasts at him, but Goku blocked the attacks with his aura, becoming Super Saiyan 3, shocking Caulifla and Kale. Goku thanked Caulifla and Kale, saying he can feel power boiling inside of him, and Caulifla and Kale were amazed at the form's immense power. However, Goku immediately reverted to Super Saiyan 2, saying he hasn't recovered the stamina to sustain Super Saiyan 3. Kale was then determined to get stronger herself, powering up to become Berserker Super Saiyan, worrying everyone watching. An excited Goku takes a fighting stance as Kale stares him down, with her energy being enough to make Jiren flinch during his meditation, as well as distract Vegeta and Toph from their battle. Caulifla was then amazed at Kale's power, as she went up to her and told her she finally made that energy her own, extending her hand. Kale grabbed it, but forcefully gripped it, enough to partially destroy the ring under them. Caulifla asked Kale if she can recognize her, acknowledging Kale as not only her protégé, but her true friend, and saying that together they should pose as the greatest threat to all the universes. Hearing this, Kale suddenly gained full control of her power, attaining her true legendary Super Saiyan form, which surprises Goku. The two sides started their battle, and Goku was overwhelmed by the two's combination attacks. When Caulifla tries to attack Goku, he uses the solar flare to blindside her and cause her to crash. With her brute power, Kale pushed Goku back, angry that Caulifla couldn't land her attack on Goku. When Katapesra began to change his mode against Frieza, she and Goku knocked him aside, the latter still struggling against Kale's power. Kale tried to knock Goku off, but she was knocked back by a ki blast shot from Goku's foot. Goku resumes his match with Caulifla and Kale, excited to fight them with everything he has. Caulifla created a smokescreen, causing Goku to focus and sense the attacking Kale's ki, however it was a diversion as Kale grabbed Goku and kept him in place while Caulifla pummeled him. Goku flipped, causing Kale to crash on the ground and let go of him, and then attempts to use instant transmission, but Caulifla used her senses to attack Goku as he reappeared. Goku acknowledged Kale and Caulifla as the perfect tag team, then transforms into Super Saiyan God. Goku attacked with several finger beams, which the Saiyan duo dodges, and despite the two's combination attacks, Goku managed to hold his own. Caulifla and Kale tried blasting Goku from both sides, but the more experienced Saiyan pushed back their attacks with blasts of his own. While Kale was struggling against her blast, Caulifla tried to run from hers, noticing it's tracking her. Kale deflected her blast, but watches as Caulifla took a direct hit. Goku complimented the two on their performance, but said they still need more training, opting to fight them again after the tournament. Caulifla then realizes she's no match on her own, and told Kale to take out that thing they received before the tournament. While Goku fired a Kamehameha, he shattered the ring around them, but the two are enveloped by a strange glow and fused together into Kefla to fight Goku on even terms. However, Caulifla and Kale were later separated and eliminated from the tournament via Ultra Instinct Sign Goku's Divine Kamehameha, with Kale apologizing to Kompa and Fuwa for losing. After Sayanal and Pilina are defeated, Kale is erased alongside all of Universe 6. Later, when Android 17 wishes for the erased universes to be restored, Kale, along with the rest of Universe 6, is revived. Overjoyed to see Caulifla revived as well, she bursts into a fit of tears. Caulifla puts an arm around her shoulder and drags her off to greet an also newly revived Kaba. Abilities. As a Saiyan, Kale possesses a natural affinity for ki and battle in spite of her timid nature. While her base state is shown to be relatively weak in the anime, she displays shocking power and speed when confident, as shown in the manga. Kale was able to pinch a pendant off of Kaba while the latter was a Super Saiyan without him noticing in the manga. In the manga, Frieza states that Kale's attacks, even in base state, hurt more than the attacks of Super Saiyan Caulifla, showing that Kale surpasses Caulifla's transformed and base states without transforming on her own. Between Kale and Caulifla, Kale has the most potential when she puts her mind to it, something even Caulifla believes. Saiyan forms. Legendary Saiyan. Kale is capable of transforming into a unique kind of Super Saiyan, during which her hair turns green, her muscle mass and body size dramatically increase. It is referred to as a Berserker state, as well as the Legendary Saiyan. In this state, she gains huge muscle mass, becomes taller, and her hair is a lime green rather than the traditional blonde of Super Saiyan. Bioelectricity crackles within her green aura, and she loses the irises in her eyes. She vastly outstrips Kaba's Super Saiyan form, mercilessly beating him down, and is only matched in strength by a Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla. Kale's power in this state is immense, as she was able to manhandle suppressed Super Saiyan Blue Sun Goku. While the older Saiyant's power was suppressed, this is still a huge feat despite her immense strength. She cannot control it, as her ki overflows and causes damage to her body. She later does gain control of the form, but it exhausts her to utilize it in this way. In the manga, Kale does not acquire this state prior to the Tournament of Power. She does later awaken the form against Frieza in the Tournament of Power, and uses her impressive strength to knock out a vast majority of the competitors with ease. Kale's physical strength in this form is immense, as she is capable of lifting out a Magetta, who weighs 1,000 tons, a feat not even Super Saiyan Vegeta could perform. Despite these strengths, her form has weaknesses. It relies purely on strength, leading her to be predictable in this enraged state and easy to counterattack once someone can read her moves. Super Saiyan, C-type. Only in the anime, while initially only displaying a berserker form, Kale would later unlock the true Super Saiyan form in the Tournament of Power. Her hair in this form is a green shade, but her aura is the same gold of the regular Super Saiyan. Unlike Caulifla or Kaba, Kale gains a boost to her muscle mass in this form, though not to the same degree as her unique Super Saiyan form. She is capable of controlling herself within this state, and released enough power to break out of the Kokot zone. Kale would later use this form against Super Saiyan 2 Son Goku alongside a Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla. She possessed enough power to match Caulifla's Super Saiyan 2 state, allowing them to put up a decent fight against the far stronger Saiyan. Kale would display the Super Saiyan transformation in the manga, but much like Broly's form, it is wild and uncontrolled. In the manga, Kale unleashes this form in response to Caulifla and Kaba losing in their battle against Frieza, showing a berserker-like rage. While in this form, rather than instantly becoming more muscular, her musculature and power builds up gradually, slowly getting stronger until she becomes a legendary Super Saiyan. Kale's power in this form's initial level is enough to beat down Golden Frieza, although he was nowhere near his full power or fighting seriously. After increasing in strength, she is able to break perfected Super Saiyan Blue Goku's guard, though Golden Frieza states that if he were to get serious he would be able to handle her without Goku. Super Saiyan 2. In the anime, after gaining control over her emotions, Kale was able to transcend her limits, becoming a Super Saiyan 2. In this state, directly succeeds her Rampage form. She retains the green-tinted hair from her Berserk form, separating it from her regular Super Saiyan transformation, though she loses a great deal of her bulk. Her power in this state is incredible, exceeding Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla by far, and allowing her to fight against a tired Son Goku and overwhelm him. It wasn't until Goku became a Super Saiyan God that Kale's Super Saiyan 2 was overwhelmed, and she needed to fuse with Caulifla. Abilities. Techniques. Flight. Kale possesses the ability to take flight through the manipulation of ki. Ki Blast, the most basic form of energy wave. Ki Sense, the ability to sense the energy of other beings. Kale revealed she has this ability after sensing Jiren's power rising along with Caulifla. Gigantic Impact, Kale's version of the Eraser Cannon in her version of Super Saiyan in an attempt to kill Kaba. Named in Dragon Ball Z, Dokkan Battle. Gigantic Fury, while in her legendary Super Saiyan form, Kale uses this move on Super Saiyan Blue Goku in the anime, as well as Golden Frieza in the manga. Blaster Meteor, while in her legendary Super Saiyan form, Kale is seen using this technique in the Tournament of Power, eliminating Meteop in the process. Trap Shooter, Kale fires a cluster of green ki blasts at her opponent. Used against Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Blaster Cannon, a series of green ki blasts spread out into a wide area, may also be used after a kick. Blaster Bomb, a series of green ki blasts concentrated into a single area before exploding. Seismic Power, Kale uses a slightly different variant when assuming her Berserker state. Resist Cannon in normal form, Kale's special attack in Dragon Ball Heroes. Gigantic Shout, legendary Super Saiyan form, Kale's special attack from Dragon Ball Heroes. Resist Blast, Kale fires a yellow or green energy wave. Blaster Stream, and enhanced green energy wave that Kale can output further energy into to increase the force. Used against Super Saiyan God Goku. Limit Break Blaster, Kale and Caulifla in their transformed states combine their green and red energy waves similar to the final Kamehameha.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.